Hey lovelies, my name is Natalie Parker and I am an artist and educator here in Melbourne, Australia. I teach women artists how to confidently pursue their own creative paths. So today I want to teach you 7 ways that you can make money as an artist, okay? Because I know there's this whole sort of concept that as an artist you need to struggle or that you're not going to thrive, or dare I even think that people still think that the starving artist myth exists. There's totally possible as a creative, as an artist, to create a financially stable and even thrive as an artist in this day and age. So let's get started. So the first way, let's just get the obvious out, is to sell your own artwork. Okay, now with that, of course, there are many different ways that you can sell your work. So the first one is you could enter your work in a local art show. Okay, so there are plenty of communities, even cities, that put on art shows. Now, if you're just starting out, this is a great way for you to start to gain some recognition as an artist in your local community. The other thing that it does really, really well is it promotes you or prompts you to then create a solid body of work, because there is nothing like having a show to up your game and professionalism, and there's nothing like having a show to also get you moving, okay? Because I know as creatives sometimes we feel like we need to sort of be in the right headspace to create, but when you have a timeline and a deadline to get you moving towards the show, it's really great to get you producing that solid body of work. The other thing with art shows as well is you can also look at doing art shows that are outside of your state or community as well. That's going to help you gain more exposure into different communities that you may not have even looked at. And the thing about that too is you might live in a community where there's not a lot of people, or there might not be a lot of people that live in your community that like your particular style of art. So try different shows in different states and see the kind of reception that you get. The other way is through solo and group shows. There are pros and cons for both. With a group show, this is great if you're just starting out, because what you can do is you can join a group show, try and get with someone who may already be a little bit more established as an artist, or they have a following. That way you can, one, be mentored by them and watch how they do it. The other way is you can also leverage off their particular audience. So their audience will bring in friends and connections, and they might have some more people in their particular area that are also going to be interested in your work. So group shows are great as well, because it means that you're not too nervous by putting on a solo show. Okay, you've got other people there that can help you. The eyes aren't all on just on your own work, and you can also share the cost of the show. The other one is solo shows, which I have done. Now these are going to really help establish you as a professional artist. There's nothing like having a show that's all your own body of work to really up your game. So you're going to be responsible for things like the marketing and the promotion, as well as producing your work. You need to think about how your work's going to fit in that gallery space. You're responsible for the hireage of the venue. You need to coordinate things like opening nights, but there are so many fantastic benefits of having a solo show. One, the confidence that it gives you as an artist. Also the appreciation you get from your community who come in, who are so grateful for you to be sharing their work. And that's not to mention the sales and the future sales you will get from it as well. So don't just think that you're going to make all your money in that particular show. I've had artists who've come who haven't bought from me from the show, but then they have gone on later along over the next 2 and 3 years, and they've continued to purchase from me. So it's a great way to really, really get yourself established as an artist. The other is expo and trade shows. So don't just think that you need to pop your work in an arty show. In fact, I encourage you to pop your work into something that's connected to your particular niche. So for instance, myself, I am a floral artist. So I have in the past exhibited my work in home and garden shows. I have also done home and interior shows as well. And the great thing about that is there are people that are coming in who are interested in your subject. So in particular, the Home and Garden Show. I know they're going to love flowers and gardens, so I know that my work is going to resonate with them. The other thing about the Home and Interiors Show is people are coming in and they are looking for ideas and inspiration for their home. So you may not sell works during the show straight away, but you are likely to sell the works later down the track, whether it be 6 or 12 months, depending on how long the renovators or the home shoppers are looking for. So a really good idea during a particular trade show is to have some sort of competition that you can collect people's emails addresses from, and then you can nurture your relationship with them, so when they're ready to purchase down the track, you're going to be the artist that is on their mind. The other way is private sales. So you may have friends or family members or people who see you who want to purchase from you privately. A great way of doing this is through your email list. So whatever show you do, make sure you're collecting email addresses. And then what you can do is you can sell your collections of work exclusively to your email audience. Okay, if there's one bit of advice I would give to a new artist, it would be to build your email list right from the start. People might not buy from you straight away. Art is a long-term game, but you need to build that like, know and trust factor with your audience. So I sell probably about 80% of my original artworks are sold through email marketing. They are not sold through social media. Social media is where I gain exposure. That is where people see me and they learn about me, but then I get them on my email list and I nurture them and I sell to them. So a great way to get people on your email list is to offer things like VIP exclusive benefits. So with my collections or my body of work, I tend to launch maybe 3 or 4 times a year a collection, and they go exclusively to my VIPs first. So they have first rights to purchase any works. Okay, so that's a really great way to make money as an artist. And the other way is through your website sales. You must have a website. Do not rely solely on your social media. Facebook and Instagram are fantastic, but they are social networks, okay? People are going on there, we're going on there to connect with our friends, we're going on there to watch funny stuff. And you know, if we're on the ground, we're going, yeah, for looking for inspiration. But when I see an artist that I like, or I see a home decor product that I like on Instagram, I then go to their website. Now, if you don't have a website, there's nowhere where I can go to buy work from you. Having a nice professional website will set you apart from other artists. Okay, you want to have a professional representation, so make sure that you have a website, because you could be missing out on a lot of sales. So that's the first way to make money as an artist, is through selling your work, and there are so many different ways that you can do that. The second way is through art prints. Okay, now if you're going to be an artist and you are going to rely solely on selling your own work, it is very hard to do so. There's going to be 2 things that are going to happen. One, you're going to have to put your prices up really high to allow you to create and make a good income from it. The other thing is you're going to be painting all hours of the night and you're going to burn out. There are only so many hours in a day that you can be painting and creating. And I know that I put a lot of time into my work, as I know probably you do as well. And then we sell the work and it's gone, and we can no longer create an income from it. So with art prints, get a fantastic photo, a high quality photo taken of any of your original works before you let them leave your studio. And with those art prints, you can then create multiple prints over and over and continue to make an income from that beautiful artwork that you've created. So there are a couple of options with art prints. One is you could, if you're not into photography at all, you could take your collections every few months into a professional photographer, or I know there are, I use a print sort of scan company that specializes in art prints. You can take your work to them, they photograph it and do it and create the prints for you. I personally love that because I don't want to fart around with doing all that kind of stuff myself, and it gives great quality prints. The other way that you can do, and I also do this as well, is you could take photos of your work yourself. You can learn how to do it. There's plenty of things on YouTube that can teach you how to take good photos of your work, and then you can upload them and make them available on print-on-demand services. So there was a company in New Zealand that I used to use, and I simply got an order in and I would send them the file via Dropbox, and they would then print it and send it directly to my client. So I didn't have sort of any of the hands on there, which was great. And the other way is Redbubble as well. So you can choose your profit margins in Redbubble. They may not be as high, but again, it's a great way of getting that recurring revenue out. The other thing that you can do is you can get limited edition prints. So you could print off a certain amount, and then you can often sell those limited edition prints slightly higher. The only thing with that is it tends to be that when you print them all off, you have that inventory with you. So you may have invested a bit of money to get those prints, and there's no guarantee that you're going to sell them. So just be a little bit careful if you're going to print prints off. Make sure that you're kind of confident that you know around about how many people are going to buy those prints from you. The third way that you can make money as an artist, which is kind of similar, is through printed products or art licensing. So I like to do this. I like to use Redbubble. So I upload my works to Redbubble and I can see them printed on a multitude of different products. Okay, so things like cushions or shower cushions, notebooks, stationery, travel mugs, bags, clothing. There are so many different options, and what I love about this is it's a great way to get your brand on more lifestyle products and get your brand and designs out into the community. The awesome thing as well is that it's a great price point if you have fans of your work who can't afford your originals. Okay, so I have a lot of people who follow me over the years who really love my work, but they're just not in the position at the moment to buy an original work from me. But what they do love is they can buy something like an iPhone case, and they're supporting me a little way financially. And I think this is a great way to get your artwork out there. And often those people will be really good fans. They will show your work to other people, and then they will often bring in people who can afford your original artworks. So having your artworks printed on everyday commodities is fantastic. The other thing is art licensing as well. So you may look to like a big brand company. Like for me, I've always wanted Maxwell and Williams to use me as one of their artists. I can totally see my floral work on their beautiful teapots. I think I've had one of their teapots in my house for about 15 years now that I just love, and I look at it and I imagine my work being printed on their products and put into all their beautiful stores. So that's another way. Now you can make monies from royalties, so they continue to sell their products with your work on it, and you make a certain percentage. Or you can sometimes get a lump sum fee where they buy the rights of that particular image and they can use it. So just be careful with art licensing. You want to make sure that you keep the rights as an artist. If you sell them that image and they have exclusive rights to it, it means that you can't use that image on anything else. So it depends what your preferences are, but just be a little bit careful of those conditions with art licensing. So the fourth way to make money as an artist is through commission work or freelance work. Now, artists either love commissions or they hate it. I personally love commissions. The reason for that is it's guaranteed money. Okay, when we create our beautiful original works, there is no guarantee that those works are going to be sold. And often, in fact, as an artist, sometimes it's the works that we think won't sell end up selling, right? Okay, but with commissions, it's guaranteed money. Now, the reason people might not like it is they don't want to feel pigeonholed into creating work that they're not really feeling or vibing with, okay? So what I suggest as an artist is you do not take on commission work that is not in your particular subject matter or your style, okay? So I'm a floral artist, so if someone comes to me, and this has happened, and they want me to create a portrait of their kid, I'm gonna say no, okay? I'm not a portrait artist. As an artist, when you're starting out, totally tempting to say yes, right? Because you need the money. But what's going to happen is you're not going to enjoy it. You're probably not going to do the best service to the client because that is not your strength. So be very, very careful. So I only take on commissions that are floral based. Often someone will see a work of mine that they particularly like and they may want it in a certain color, or there's a particular flower, for instance, that someone in their family has connected with, and they contact me and ask if I can do that for them as well. So that works for me. The other thing that I do as an artist is I create bridal bouquet commissions. So I love painting flowers, I love painting bouquets, and so I then thought, hey, why not offer bridal bouquet commissions to brides as a great way for them to commemorate their marriage, okay? So we can get photos from our weddings, but having a painting of our bouquet is quite a cool keepsake. So think about your particular style of painting or artwork. What kind of unusual or special way can you create some sort of customized commission that's going to work with your particular style of painting? Now, the other thing with commissions that I want to make sure that you do is always get a 50% commission that is non-refundable upfront before you even start the painting, okay? Again, totally tempting. There will be people that will come to you that will say they want some sort of painting. You get all excited. You might go off and paint it. They haven't paid you. You then may show them the work, and then they might either go, oh no, I was only joking, or oh no, I don't really like it. Now you've gone and spent hours of your time and you've got no money for it. So always get that 50% commission up front. Go through a consultation process with your client where you nut out things like the size, the style, the colors. You may even have some samples or even a sketch of the work that you agree on. Once you agree, get it in writing and get that 50%. Two things it does. One, it weeds out all of those people that are wasting your time. But two, it then allows you to go and buy the supplies that you need to start the painting, and then go through the process of painting to the standards that you've agreed upon in your commission contract, and then take a photo of it and send it to your client at the end. Once they've agreed and they like that work, then get that final 50% before you ship the work. Again, there's another little catch there, and I've heard this happening to people. They'll ship work and the client doesn't pay the 50%, okay? Us as creatives, we're lovely people. We love to create, but sometimes people can take advantage of that, and I don't want that to happen for you, okay? So 50% before you start, 50% before you send that final work off, and make sure that you add on shipping costs as well. Don't just absorb that cost, okay? Every cost that you absorb is going to affect your profit margin. So commissions I love, but be a little bit sharper and make sure that you are protected with those. The fifth way you can make money as an artist, and this is a way that I have made a lot of money as an artist, is through teaching. Okay, so I have been teaching secondary school art for 10 years. I recently left my full-time teaching career as an artist to pursue my own creative practice, which has been fantastic. And in this time, I have then come back and implemented other teaching areas that are slightly different to working in the school. So of course you could teach art or design or any creative skill that you love in a high school or a secondary school. The other thing that you can do that I have started to do is you can teach art classes from your own home studio. Okay, so I've set up a home studio called Bubbles Art Studio, and I teach kids and adults how to create from my own home. Now, you do not need to go out, and you don't need to go and rent a studio space or hire a space just to teach those art classes. Sometimes you may not be able to teach from your home, and I get it, but I encourage you to start those classes from your home first, because one, you're going to see if there's even a demand for it, and two, your profit margins are going to be higher. Costs me nothing to teach art from my home. I've got no rent to pay, and in fact I claim some of those business costs for my home use for my business, so it works even better that way. I have about 6 kids that come into my home. So when I first started my classes, 6 in a class, when I first started, I think I advertised and I got 4 kids, 4 out of the 6 max that I could have, and I had 1 class. A term later, I had 6 classes and 36 students coming through, okay, and they're all paying me $25 each per class, so it becomes quite a lucrative business for you to have. So teaching art classes from your home is fantastic. The other thing that I also run is adult workshops. There are lots of artists, in particular ladies, who I'm finding who have always wanted to pursue art or explore creativity, but they've had life. They may have been stay-at-home mums, their husbands worked, they've raised their children, and they're now in their 50s, even 60s, and they're just coming back to art. So that's a fantastic way to help these ladies learn art and skills as beginners artists. So art classes for adults works really well. The other thing that I do is school holiday workshops. Those are also a great way as a Kickstarter to get new students into my term classes, if you wanted to do something like that. If you didn't want to run classes from your home, you could do the school holiday option and then go and book a venue. Just make sure you've got enough kids registered for your school holiday workshops to make a profit to start out with. The other thing is teaching kids art parties. So that's kind of a really cool trendy thing where you can go to their home, you set up, you run a creative art activity, you clean up, have some fun, the parents do the cake, however they want it to work, and then you're out of there. The other one that's really, really trendy is art parties or art and sip parties for artists. So this is really a cool way, and I really love this trend at the moment because it's getting more people into creativity. So they come along, they can bring some drinks, and you pretty much show them like a paint by numbers, step-by-step process of how to paint. So if you're a bit of a fine artist, sometimes personally I find it a little bit cheesy, but I also find it really, really fun and heartwarming because there are so many women and men who come to these classes who have fun, and then they see that they can paint and they enjoy it. And I just think it's fantastic that more people are getting into creativity. The other thing you could look at is end of year work parties. So again, similar to the paint parties, but you can go and provide some sort of art activity for end of year parties, which works fantastic. Okay, the 6th way to make money as an artist is through online courses or memberships. So anything art related can be taught in a course or a membership. Now, I mentioned before that my studio was growing, where I had 36 students coming in, paying me a decent amount of money, and it was continuing to grow when I was going to have to open more classes or even move out of the home because it wasn't big enough and it could only take so many students in a class. Then the corona happened. So that was a major blessing to me in my business because it pushed me into creating these online courses that I had thought about doing for years. So I started with the junior art course. So that was a 10-week course, and I think my students, they paid me $99 each, and over the 10 weeks they received a pre-recorded lesson from me teaching them how to draw and paint something. And the recording was about 30 to 40 minutes long, so it would probably take them an hour. So it was basically like them coming in my studio for a term. The fantastic thing about that is now that that course has finished, I still have all of those teachings. So I've simply repackaged those up and I continue to sell that course as a self-paced course. People can just enroll, pick it up and take the lessons whenever they want. Then what happened from that is that my kids, after they'd gone through that, they wanted to keep learning from me. So I set up a Junior Art Membership Club. So pretty much a similar process as the course. They get a lesson from me every week. We learn a monthly theme, very, very similar to what I would do in my studio. Plus we have a couple of live classes a month. And there's also an online community in there where the kids post their work, they get feedback, and they connect with the other arty students. So the fantastic thing about the membership is that it's like an asset that continues to grow. So as long as you continue to nurture that and nurture your students, you're naturally going to get more and more people coming into your membership. And you're not capped at how many people you can teach. So in my studio, I can only teach 6. In my in my membership, I can teach an unlimited amount of students, okay? And the other thing about memberships is it's recurring monthly revenue. So there are sign-ups and there are cancellations, ebbs and flows that do come, but you have a pretty stable base with your membership. So you have a guaranteed income coming in every month in your creative practice. And who would have thought that as a creative that was possible? Okay, because I know that we have, we create artworks. We don't really know when those works are going to sell. So having a membership, it gives you financial stability in your business. And then what it does is it gives you security and creative freedom in your mind to go and be more productive in your studio, not having to worry about the costs of life and business in general. Okay, so I highly recommend setting up either a course that you can continue to make money from, or an online art membership for kids or adults. It could be anything. It could be an online paint club with adult artists. There are so many amazing ideas with memberships. Okay, and the 7th way to make money is through digital products. So you could take, for instance, you could sell your work as a screensaver for a phone or a screensaver for a computer. Or you could create educational products. So things like, for instance, I'm going to create an ebook which is about how to build an online course as an artist, or I could create a product about how to price your artwork, which is obviously a sensitive topic for artists, or how to ship your work, or how to paint in an abstract style. So many different ways that you can create money through digital products as an artist. So there you go, guys. 7 ways to make money as an artist. 1 is through selling your work. 2 is through printed products. The 3rd way is through art licensing and printed products. The 4th way is commission or freelance work. 5th is teaching. Your 6th way is online memberships and courses. And the final way to make money as an artist is through digital products. So I hope that these have been useful for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback from this. So let me know below what kind of creative income stream that you want to come and introduce, which of these 7 ways was your favorite, or which of these 7 ways you're thinking of doing. So what I really, really encourage you to do as an artist is to build as many income streams as possible. So this is 7 income streams. So what this does is it protects me from life. Okay, if there's anything that we've learnt this year in 2020 is that everything is unpredictable. So if you can make money doing a whole lot of different things related to your art and creative field, you're going to be a lot more stable as an artist and a lot more financially secure. And I want that for you, because being financially secure as an artist is going to help you be confident in your creative pursuits. It's going to mean that you don't have to take on commissions if you don't want to. You don't have to, go and do shows if you don't want to for money, or you don't have to go back to that job that you don't like, that kills you on the insides. Okay, guys, so build your income streams as an artist. Let me know how you've enjoyed this, and let me know if there are any other topics that you would like.